Hello, 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 people. Hello, how are we all doing? Welcome, one, welcome all. Been a while. It has been a while. Mostly my fault, but if you know me, I don't really like to take blame. So, we're here for what I'm going to call an emergency stream. We are here for an emergency stream because I'm going out in an hour and a half, but I've seen a lot of carry-on and a lot of discourse today about the situation currently happening at Liverpool. So, we are here to just break it down for an hour, figure out what's going on, try and maybe relax some people because I understand what the common consensus is at the minute in the fan base, but I am one of the ones who is slightly more relaxed about the overall situation, contrary to popular belief. But if you're new here and you're not already, make sure in that like button, hitting that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any other videos, any other uploads, any of the live streams, any other content that I'm going to make because we are back on the grind. Let's try and get. Obviously, I'm not in my usual setup today, so I'm going to be a little bit slower going through comments. So I do apologise. But big up yourself. Big up yourself, Yuvraj. Is it time to panic? It is time to panic. I don't think it is yet. I don't think it is. For me, I look at the whole situation at the minute, and I've always had the stance that once the window's shut, you can panic and get annoyed and get angry because you don't want to get annoyed and get angry and start saying stuff just for them to prove you wrong later on. You got to give them the opportunity. You got to make them. You've got to let them make their own bed, sort of thing. You've got to let them make their own bed to lie in. There, nailed it, bang, smashed it. That's exactly what I mean. You've got to let them make the mistake before you get on them. We know that they might make that mistake with the way this football club has been run in the past couple of years. They're most likely going to make that mistake. But ultimately, you have to let it happen first before you start pointing fingers, saying who's to blame, and all that stuff. Hopefully, that sounds all right. I can't keep holding the mic the whole time. This summer's on FSG. I agree. Klopp wanted Caicedo, Bellingham, Barella, but FSG do not have the money. In the same breath, though, you have to understand that that wasn't going to happen. Bellingham was 120, 130 million. Moises Caicedo was 100 million. Nicolo Barella is 70 million. That is a 300 million window. No football club, no English football club, should I say, has spent 300 million. Bar Chelsea, who are an exception. Even City haven't spent 300 million in going on 7-8 years. Like, it doesn't happen, especially not for a football club like us. Like, we were never going to spend 300 million. So yes, you could have wanted Caicedo, Bellingham, Barella. I want to get with Zendaya. It's not going to happen. You have to curtail your expectations. You have to understand what you're working with. FSG out. I agree. I still think Lavia happens, but the fact that it's taken this long and Klopp wants all his plays before pre-season, because he only got 2 and we still need to send it back in 2 DMs. Again, it's annoying that he hasn't got them in before pre-season, but at the same time, he knew that was not going to happen. And we can't sit there and say he should have got all his players in for pre-season when we're now having to buy someone else because we sold a player during pre-season. I get the notion that you want all the players in before pre-season. That is fine. That is completely legitimate. But ultimately, when push came to shove, we sold Fabinho and Henderson during pre-season. So the need to buy another midfielder only occurred during pre-season. So we can't have asked for all the transfers to be done before pre-season when the need for a player just suddenly appeared in pre-season. It's annoying, 100% it is. And the likes of a Romeo Lavia should have been done before pre-season in an idealistic world. But that's not happened. That's not realistic sort of thing. All the teams that finished above us last season, strengthening, Arsenal acting, City getting Guardiola, Newcastle, Tonali and Barnes, United getting Amrabat, it is concerning. But again, once the window shuts, let's say we get the players over the line, we've strengthened a lot as well. I understand the situation. We've got no DM. That is a major concern. We've got no left centre-back. Major concern. But our 2 problem areas last season were centre-mid, and we've addressed them brilliantly. So in the same breath as I get why we're annoyed and I get why there's panic and I get why people are a bit on edge, there also has to be a bit of credit and a bit of going, they have done something right this window. We have addressed the problem area going into the window. The issue is the problem areas that have showcased themselves even more throughout the window are yet to be addressed properly. They're yet to be addressed properly.
I cannot believe we're haggling over 5 million for Lavia. Just pay the 50 million for God's sake. Again, it's the precedence of the matter. If Liverpool Football Club bend to the will of Southampton after 3 weeks of negotiating, we lose all negotiating power with any other football club, because they'll just sit there and go, if we wait long enough, you'll pay what we want. And that's not a position anyone wants to be in. That's the position that Chelsea and Man United have found themselves in for the past how many years, and we routinely take the piss out of them for it. Big up yourself, Ryan. We're finished. Okay, yeah, here we go with the overreactions. Lavia isn't coming. Based on a James Pearce article, by the way. Our fans want Dewsbury Hall. We just drop in our stands to every player we're linked to. I don't want Dewsbury Hall. Not at all. Not at all. Lateness is greatness. I'm not Hussam. I was late today due to work reasons. I was not late because, I just didn't turn up. And also, I'm in a bit of a shoddy setup at the minute. But hey, happy bit. Oh, yep, great. Jörg Schumacher is an absolute fraud, and I've said that for time. There we go. Our club is a joke. That's fair enough. Big up yourself, Panoscaus. Big up yourself. This Tom Guy man, of course, it's time to panic. It might be time to panic for you. I'm not panicking yet. Not at all. Does this look like a man who's panicking about this football club's transfer business yet? The answer is no. Oh, here he is. Hello, Sam. Is it worth the 5 mil now or not? No. Because I will tell you why it's not. It has come out by David Lynch that if Romeo Lavia comes to the club before Chelsea, he's not going to play against Chelsea. Jurgen Klopp doesn't feel that Chelsea is the right game to put him in. Stamford Bridge, all that stuff about the environment, this, that, and the other. It's not the right game for Romeo Lavia. So at this point, why would I then weaken my negotiating position and give in to demands to rush through a transfer for a game he's not going to play in? The game that he's going to play in is on the 19th or the 20th of August, against Bournemouth at home. So we technically, I don't agree with the notion that we should wait this long, but we technically speaking have 16 days before the game where I expect Romeo Lavia to make his debut. So that's why I'm not panicking as much yet. And why I don't think it's now worth it. Would be disappointed if it wasn't a big name after all the silence for over a month. I think they've been trying to do stuff in the background, 100%. 100% they've been trying to do stuff in the background, but ultimately, for whatever reason, it's probably not come off. And they might be backed into a corner a little bit, and they're trying to get negotiating power back in the. The one thing about the transfer window that we will never get, we never know the true insides of a transfer window. We never will. We never, ever will. So ultimately, it comes down to the fact that, do we believe all this stuff? Do we believe that we just went for Lavia as the only player? That's what we've got to go off at the minute. But I believe that there was stuff being worked on that didn't happen. Big yourself, Chris. I deactivate my social media accounts on pairs with these unbearable fans. I'm like you, Tom, and like many fans think it's career mode. We've got 27 days until the end of the window. 27. Is it annoying if we don't get everyone in for the first game? Yes. 100% it is. But we've got 27 days left of the window. The season isn't decided by the first game. Big up yourself, Jamie Phillips. Big up yourself, Panoscaus again. I think the funds are there for Lavia. They just don't value 50 mil, but don't let 5 mil get in the way of the deal. Again, no, it's not 5 mil. From what I can see, from what I've read, from what I know about the situation, the third and final offer that will be going in is £40 million guaranteed and 5 million in add-ons. So we actually only value him at 40 million. Otherwise, you commit more in the guaranteed fee. So we only value, so it's a 10 million difference. And it's a championship side. All these things you got to consider. It is smart, in my eyes, it is smart for the club to not bend to another club's will, especially a championship club's will. Big yourself, MTAs. Yep, thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Hope you're well, Tom. FSG taking the piss. Come on, Mouse. Thank you. I can't lie, I'm so worried. I thought I'll wake up to good news, plus you be all interest. Thank you for the subscription, Bobby Munchkins. If you're new here, you're not already following Bobby's path, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any other content. Now, what I'm going to do today, because I only have an hour,
And I don't want to spend the hour going through just comments because I think you've had enough of me just on my own. I will put the link in for the stream. For the first time ever, it's effectively a call-in. The link is going to be in the chat. For the next 45 minutes, we're doing an effective call-in show. And it'll be useful if we're doing this call-in show because I've got stuff to do as well. So, the link should be in the chat now. Just grab this, see what it's about. Yeah, all good. So the link should be in the chat now. So you can get on and have a little conversation with me just while I'm on this dodgy little setup because it's a pain for me to get through all this on a shitty little laptop with me mic on there. But let's keep trying to get through some of this. The only thing that's been strengthened is the FSG's bank balance. Fair enough. Big up Tom. People keep saying a right back in the DN to keep Trent midfield. But if we do that, should we watch the formation being who should we drop from the midfield? Trent Alexander-Arnold should not start in midfield. He shouldn't. Because the whole point of Trent inverting is you end up getting really good mismatches with him and he's able to showcase his strengths. This window looked good to begin with. We were quick to act, but now we've gone to a snail's pace and it's not good for the nerves. 100% it isn't. Is this where the sensible discussions happen? No panic. I'm not panicking yet. Get Hassam on. If Hassam's in the chat and wants to get on, the link's there. Is there any way I can ping comments, actually? Can you tell I'm new to all this stuff? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. There. Right. What do we do? Nope, that's not printing it. God knows. I'll put the link back in the chat again in another 5 minutes. But like I said, the link's there if people want to join. We'll have a discussion actually on camera because it's a little bit easier for me than on this. I should have known the rebuild wasn't happening when we got a part-time DOF. If Chelsea get Caicedo, it's going to be Trent and Jones versus Enzo and Caicedo. We're fucked. Enzo and Caicedo would not be matching up against Trent and Jones, though. They'd be matching up against Szoboszlai and McAllister. This club already conceded that we fucked up this summer. I agree. I don't even follow Liverpool journalists. I only follow foreign journalists. You've got to read through the lines with the local ones. Tom, you're literally comforting yourself. I'm fine with myself. I'm fine. What else we got? Schmacker has done nothing. The McAllister deal was all Julian Ward. He couldn't even negotiate a deal for Szoboszlai, even though we have a great relationship with Leipzig and gave them car value. Right, let's actually discuss this weird narrative. This great relationship with Leipzig. We have bought from RB clubs, just directly from RB clubs, 4 players. 4 players, I think. So it is Takumi Minamino, Naby Keita, Ibu Konate, and Dominic Szoboszlai. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone else, but if I am, you'll be sure to inform me in the comments. Out of those 4 players, every single one of them joined us on a release clause. Every single one of them was a release clause activation. Minamino had an £8 million release clause. Naby Keita was 55 million. Konate was 36 or something. And Szoboszlai was his 60 million release clause. So this great relationship with Leipzig means nothing because we've never actually negotiated a fee with them. We've always just paid the release clause. I think this is the thing where context needs to be applied and everything. If Michael Edwards or even Julian Ward were in charge in this deal, would be done. But we were getting on to Julian Ward last summer for not being able to get a midfielder over the line. See, look, we just focus on the wrong things at times. We really, really do. We really, really do. Are we going to make another signing at all? We should do. I know I'm in the minority, but I still believe the signings we are about to make in the coming weeks are going to transform the XI and help us challenge for the title. I don't think we're going to challenge for the title, but ultimately, I believe that we'll be in good stead for the season coming up. Anyway, let's get the first person on here. I'm going to drop the link in the comments again in case anyone else wants to hop on. But the first person up is the boy, Yuvraj. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, Tom?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. It's a Friday night. I'm about to go out in an hour and a half, and I've got to come and, calm the fires that are stoking the Liverpool fan base right now.
Listen, I'm panicking. I'll be honest, I am panicking. But I think people are going up to for George Makta. He does not get. He's getting scapegoated. I think he doesn't really deserve getting too much blame. I think he's not that far to blame. But look, like I think this Lavia deal, as much as look, I think 50 million should pay. But then again, women negotiating. I think we're just doing this because apparently we're meant to buy a midfield before Henderson and Fabinho were meant to go, but I don't know. I don't think because I think the budget is actually quite low. I don't think the budget's that high. I think the budget's probably I would say 100 million, and we have to sell to buy. Because I think the budget's really low. Like, and FSG needs to. They need to back the manager. Like this summer has just been awful. Like I rate the two signings, by the way. I rate Sabasa and McAllister. Brilliant signings, and I hope they succeed. But we need this. Even though I think the Henderson Fabinho deals did cost us this summer because I don't think we expected them to go. Actually, I think we wanted them to go before, but it was just the fact that it's annoying as hell that we have to just deal with this. But yes, I mean, look, Klopp wants players. I think we'll get signings in. It all depends on your expectations next season because my expectations were originally Champions League. Now it's probably top 4 because if you want to win the league, I think you need higher than Lavia. Like I'm not because I rate Lavia. I just don't think Lavia's title challenging yet. I don't think he's there yet. For me,
but then I would then ask for your expectations earlier on of title challenging. I'm going to assume that you were still expecting Lavia to come in, but he'd be a backup to Fabinho almost.
Yes.
Do you still believe that Fabinho is good enough to win you a title?
This was a big if he was going to regain his form. Like, I personally thought he'd try him out with the Sabasa and McAllister, but then again, 40 million is a steal. Considering everything and his last season, 40 million is actually a good business, to be fair. I think 40 million for Fabinho. But now, for me, Fabinho's gone. Good business, though. I'm not going to lie. Before 40 million would be fine for me. I would take 40 million. If you told me you get 40 million, I would have sold it because
100% you're doing that. You've got 5 years out of him. He's won everything. He's now showing signs of decline, and you get back most of the money you spent on him 5 years ago. Like it makes complete sense to sell him.
Yeah.
And on the point about the budget, maybe we didn't have as big a budget as some people like to make out. There's been about 7 different budgets thrown about the whole summer. Ultimately, though, the club have £52 million minimum. Because that's how much they've just made from Henderson and Fabinho. So they have minimum £52 million to spend. However they want to structure that for deals is up to them. But there is minimum £52 million left.
Yes.
Probably more because of the way that we structured the Szoboszlai deal to not spend any money this season.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well. Because I personally still think, I don't know who, but I think we're going to get centre back. I personally think we get centre back, but I don't know who. Like, Inacio, I can't see us paying that. Even though I think it's a cheap release clause. So I don't think we're going to go for Inacio.
I think the Inacio situation is a little bit different. I know he's got the release clause at the minute, but I think with Inacio, it's a situation where him and Sporting have a gentleman's agreement. So he'll sign a new deal with a release clause that goes from 40 to 60. He'll give them one more season, and then next summer he'll go. And then everyone sort of wins. Inacio is a year further along in his development. Sporting get more money, and it's maybe a bigger club that goes in for the player because of the increase of the price. You know, logically for us, it makes sense to get him in now, but I think he's got his heart set on helping out Sporting for one more year.
Yes, I think, probably. But the centre, I don't think, man. I don't know. The centre back market is awful. Like, the left centre back, it's actually awful. Like, I think Colwell was probably more of a hope for where, Chelsea would, Poch would, say, no guarantee game time. But that was probably more hope. I mean, I don't know what's centre back, but I hope the club has something up their sleeve because there's no way we're sitting there just doing nothing. Like, come on, you're telling me the club...
There'll be stuff worked on in the background. There has to be, because ultimately, if this football club is operating on a system where they only work on one transfer target at a time, we are not run properly. And I have given this ownership group a lot of, not what's the word? I've given, not disrespect, but I've criticised them a lot because I don't think that they've done a lot of things correctly.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I will never say that they've gotten 100% wrong is there's normally a solid structure to the transfer committee, and we've always had stuff working in the background. If we are now in a situation when we are working on just one deal at a time, if we end up in another situation where we're stuck for 3 weeks negotiating with someone, we're gonna run out of time, which is why I don't believe that we're in that situation. I think the left centre back stuff has gone quiet because
Midfield. No.
ultimately the focus hasn't been on that this window. The focus for Liverpool was on the midfield and addressing the midfield problems and making sure that looked a lot better than it was. I think what will happen is the centre back stuff will move very quickly once it starts to emerge.
Yeah. Because I think once we get Lavia, everything will be done. But that's what he asked me to go Lavia, and then we're just gonna act quick with the other ones because I think we've seen this as much as I hate FSG, honestly, but I think once one deal gets done, we're quick. We're really quick. And I think you see with the Sabosta deal, only took 2 days for that. I think once we get Lavia, we're gonna go for like another whoever that is. I don't know the fan base will like or not, but I think we're gonna go for probably Lavia, and then we're gonna act quick with the last two because I think we get 2 DMs. I personally think we get 2 DMs on the centre back. I think who are they going to be? I don't know, but we're going to be quick. I think with them.
I wouldn't be shocked if we were. For me, I look at how this window's shaping up, and I wouldn't be shocked if it is Romeo Lavia gets through the door. Then we get a bit of a shock left centre back, a name that wasn't really thrown around. Like if you were to ask me for names, like maybe an Arthur Thiat from Rennes or a Luke Haber from Lyon, a bit of a shock deal that comes out of the blue, and you go, good little pick up from Liverpool, and then I ultimately see us just agreeing a deal for that Andre fella.
Yeah.
Even coming in January, and then we almost sit there and go, we'll back Bajcetic and Thiago, and we'll back the options that we have to carry us through 6 months. The only other situation that I could see where there's a major change up is if Thiago leaves.
Yeah.
If Thiago was to leave, like Barca was coming for him and offer like 10, 15 million or something like that, I think you'd see a bit of a big shake-up then. The one thing that would worry me about if Thiago leaves is I think there is something in this Kane and Dewsbury Hall stuff. I'm not normally a fan of Jack Talbot, but some people who I trust have said that we've had interest in him for a number of years. He's an option at the club, like he fits a number of quotas, the homegrown quota and everything. Ultimately, as it stands, I might be wrong. I haven't checked properly. I don't know if we've got any more non-homegrown spots left. If we don't, if we do, it's one. If we do, it's just one. If we don't, you're gonna have to sell someone to open up that spot. If we have no more non-homegrown spots free, we're gonna have to get someone of a Dewsbury Hall ilk if Thiago was to go, because as it stands, it's about managing the ultimate risks of it. The homegrown left centre back options for me are, in the nicest possible way, dog wank. The dog wank.
Oh,
hold on. What's this from? We have 2 non-homegrown spots. Right. Let me just do the maths quickly in my head. You've got so non-homegrown: Adrian, Allison, Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, Canate, Tsimikas,
Thiago,
Szoboszlai, McAllister, and then the front 5 gets you to 14. Am I missing anyone? I don't think I think we might have 3 spots left. To be fair, so because Fabinho's went, okay, that makes more sense. Because Fabinho's went, we've got another spot that I wasn't really counting. Yes, great. So in that case, maybe Dewsbury Hall isn't fell on. For me, Dewsbury Hall would be looked at as an option if homegrown spots became a real issue, and we had to try and bring someone in who would be a good option whilst not taking up a valuable spot. It ultimately comes back to why the fuck we gave Adriano a new contract, because that one has made no sense whatsoever. Made no sense whatsoever. But this football club doesn't make a lot of sense at times. Anyway, look, Final point. What else do you want to say before we get things moving again?
I just want to say the people that think Lavia is not coming because due to a James Pierce article, it's just like you really imagine trusting James Pierce in 2023. Like he does not have contact with the club. Klopp even said he doesn't like James Pierce out loud. So, but I get these people like Chelsea away is going to be a hard fixture. I don't think looking good in pre-season. I'll be honest, they have, but they don't really look that great. Like I'm looking at Chelsea, right? They're looking like they're not going for that Caicedo deal might not even happen before our game. I don't know if that is going to happen before our game. I don't really rate Chelsea as high as people think, and I think we beat him even with Curtis Jones at DM, and Curtis Jones at DM is not working. But I personally think we can beat Chelsea with Curtis Jones at DM. I've seen
100% you can. Yeah. I mean, if there's a top 6 side in a worse state than us, it's Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's the one that we've got the best of a bad bunch ultimately when it comes down to how it's ended up going in terms of the fixtures. Chelsea have a worse midfield than us. It's hard to have a worse midfield than us, but Chelsea do because we're playing one kid or one player out of position. They're playing Andre Santos. They're playing Carney Chukwuemeka. They're playing Conor Gallagher, who's awful. You know, their midfield's in a lot worse for state than us. And the James Pearce stuff, people are panicking about the James Pearce stuff that came out today.
Yeah.
When you actually look into it, he said exactly the same thing as Melissa Reddy said 4 days ago, whenever it was. Liverpool are looking at alternatives. That was exactly what was stated when the Andre news broke. An alternative. Just because James Pearce has waited 3 days before saying anything, so he gets prime time sort of thing, doesn't mean it's new news and we've backed out of the deal. Ultimately, one of the most reliable people throughout this entire Lavia thing has been Sasha Tavalieri. Yeah. And that man is convinced that there's a third bid coming in from us. Yeah. It's a final offer, but there's a third one coming in.
I'll be accepted.
So he's earned goodwill this window to be trusted on it. Yeah. But thank you very much. You're the first person to ever actually be a call-in on this channel. Yeah. An honour for you. Thank you very much for hopping on. I will speak to you in a bit. Some. I'm simply here now for questions. You got any questions about me? Because I've got half an hour before I need to get shit going. Any questions about anything about this upcoming season, throw them at me. I'm here to answer them because I'm ultimately the one who's relaxed about the situation. That's me. I understand the concerns, but I'm relaxed about the situation. I'm chilled about it. I'm not stressing out in the same way that other people are because I don't see the point of it. I really don't. Big yourself, Steve. Dewsbury Hall's not a defensive option, plays in the same position as McAllister and Jones, not needed. I agree, Steve. And then what that then makes me think is, if I'm doing it in my head, and I'm not going to include Thiago because he's not going to be here next year. I'm looking at the situation of DM-wise, you're going to have Lavia and Bajcetic. Left central midfield-wise, you're going to have McAllister, Jones, and maybe Andre. And right central midfield, you're going to have Szoboszlai. And that's really it on the right. You're really a bit sort of empty on the right-hand side. I don't rate Dewsbury Hall, but I could very easily see if Leicester City are willing to accept a decent price for him, us looking at him and going, you can do what Hendo done. You can just give us that up and down option on the right-hand side, a little bit more of a box-to-box minded sort of thing, you know, partner McAllister. Because I've put McAllister and Szoboszlai on the wrong side. So Szoboszlai's on the left, McAllister's on the right. You can be a backup to McAllister sort of thing. That's what I could see. I don't want it to happen because I think you can do a lot better than Dewsbury Hall, but I really could see it. What happened to the room with the shirts in the background? I'm at my girlfriend's for the next week and a half, so I'm in her living room. What are your top 4 predictions? Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. Oh my God, Manchester United. Unfortunately, Manchester United. Big yourself, Callum. Mate, you're absolutely deluded. I appreciate that, my friend. That's your opinion. That's fair enough. What's this one? Tom going out on the piss tonight to drown his sorrows. You know it. Ibu missed 37 Premier League games in 2 seasons. Me, the right centre. He's missed 37 Premier League games with injury. Has he? I don't buy that. 37 Premier League games because he didn't miss a single game with injury in his first season. I don't think you're correct there, you Kasha. I don't think you're correct. He might be on the bench, but I don't think you're correct about he's missed 37 Premier League games because I don't remember him missing a game in last season with the injury. I think it was just getting him used to the team, and Joel Matip was in actually really good form. So in 21-22, sorry. Joel Matip was in really good form, so he wasn't really going to start. I don't think he's missed 37 games to injury sort of thing. So I agree with the overall sentiment that you're probably going to need to buy a better Ibu backup, but it's not a priority. That we have bigger priorities. Buying an Ibu backup is like getting a new coat of paint on a decent wall. The wall looks all right now, but it looked better with a new coat of paint. I currently need to go buy a new door, and the roof has fallen apart. I need to go address them before I go and sort out the paint. What's this one? What do you think Liverpool will do next season? I think we finish third in the Premier League, win the Europa League, and win the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I would call that a good season. Third, fourth, fifth in the Prem, win the Europa, win the FA Cup. That's for me is my expectations for next campaign. Have you been to away games? I have. If you have, what's the best one? 2016-17, Goodison Park, when Sadio Mane scored the last minute winner. Why don't you think LFC don't rate the South American market? That's the perfect sort of market for FSG. Low price, high potential gems. Moby gave us so many names. First off, shout out Moby Hack on Twitter. Incredible scout. But the way South American football operates is a lot different to European football. In South America, a lot of players are part of dual ownership or split ownership. So the best way I can describe this is with Mo Salah at Liverpool Football Club owns 100% of the rights to Mo Salah as a footballer. So a transfer would just go directly to Liverpool. In South America, a lot of these players, because the market isn't as good there, because the economy of the football market isn't as good there, are part of third-party ownership. So the most notable case was Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano when they joined West Ham. They were owned by their clubs, but there was also agents that owned a percentage of them. Third-party ownership is not allowed in the Premier League. So if we wanted to sign a player directly from South America, we would have to go to the club and buy, let's say, 60% of a player's rights, and then go to the agents that own the other 40% and buy them. They're notoriously really difficult deals to do, and Liverpool Football Club as a whole hate dealing with those type of deals because the hassle and the potential ramifications if another party of ownership is missed, because you get in real trouble. You get in real trouble if you miss them sort of things. So it's annoying, but it's how football is. We are done, brother. FSG sucks. FSG out, and Klopp should come out publicly and say it. FSG are a disgrace, and if Klopp doesn't say the same publicly, he should be out as well. We deserve way better. I disagree. I think FSG are to blame. That's not the part I'm disagreeing with. But Jurgen Klopp can't come out there and say FSG out because he'll get sacked. He'll breach his contract and he'll get sacked. I want to keep Jurgen Klopp around a minute. What's your favourite dessert? Nice little away from the football question. I don't really have one. I just eat whatever. I really do. Big result, Anfield had 10. Just how you doing? I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to going out later. Just figuring we'll do a little bit of a chill stream, try and help people relax a little bit. Question. If for some reason we don't get Lavia, then do we go all out for Andre as a DM, or who do we get? I'm confident that the Lavia deal gets done. Might come back and, bite me in the arse because it might not get done. But I believe the Lavia deal will get done. If it doesn't get done, Andre cannot be the solution because Andre is not the same type of player. And to me, that would just be, why would you not go... If Andre's the backup, why would you not just go for a player who's better than Andre but plays the same way sort of thing? So I really don't know. I think the club have put all their eggs in the Romeo Lavia basket. I really like the look of Groovy Balls. Jesus God, what a slander name. This is getting at least one more sign before the Chelsea game. we might get a signing in before the Chelsea game, but I don't think they play. We need a centre back more than midfielder. Nope, we need a DM desperately. Think I can't. Jesus Christ. We can't sign them slander. I can't deal with them slander names, man. We'll be cooked. We need 4 players, 2 DMs and 2 centre backs. We haven't addressed the key issues in the transfer window yet. We have though, because the key issues going into the transfer window were the 2 centre mids. We bought the 2 centre mids. The issues now are DM and centre back, which you haven't addressed yet. So yes and no. Yes and no. Which part of Liverpool would you least rather walk through at 3 a.m? Not a screen, Croxteth or Toxteth? Croxteth. I'll avoid Croxteth. I would sell Kostas, Simicast, Matip, and that Phillips. We get good money for them 3. Simicast is someone I'm considering selling because I don't really see how he fits in. My missus lived in Norris Green. Jesus Christ. I watch YouTube stream. Someone thinks Burnley will be the surprise team. Do you think they will be? Everyone knows that Burnley are going to try and play some nice football, though. Everyone knows that Burnley are going to have a little bit about them. For me, the surprise team will be Wolves. Because I think if Julian Lopetegui can actually get to work with this, there's a lot of issues at Wolves at the minute. There really, really is. But if Julian Lopetegui can just get some sort of semblance of control there, I think he's a brilliant manager and I think he can get something really going. You got to bear in mind as well, last season, they were bottom at Christmas and they stayed up. People seem to forget that they were bottom at Christmas, but they were bottom at Christmas and he managed to keep them up. The more we drag on, the price of our transfer tag is going to increase. It's what they got. It's the game that they're playing. At the end of the day, the Hamjai is the game that they're playing. Right now, we struggle to finish 4th. A few injuries away from a bad situation. We need signings now. We're probably in and around that place, yeah. But this is the thing. Maybe it's more confidence. I believe that these transfers are going to happen. I believe that they're going to happen. Is Curtis Jones better than Andre? I don't know because I haven't watched Andre. I'm not one of those ones who stayed up to watch him. So no, I haven't watched Andre, so I can't tell. Tom Little, what is your favourite takeaway to eat? See, I'm a very basic man. I'm someone who gets myself like some chips, maybe a couple of sausages, maybe a burger or 2. I'm very basic. I'm very plain. You look so different from your AVI. I'll take that as a compliment. Why are you not active more on the channel? We're on the way back, Yukasha. We're on the way back. I had a mad month starting up a new job, so that sort of took up a lot of time, but we're back now. Would you rather take Gravenberch for 25 or Shrewsbury Hall for the same price? Neither. I'm sure you can go find someone who's cheap. Liverpool should be the priority, but they feel like an inconvenience to FSG. They're just riding it as long as they can and will sell when the value is highest. Yeah, ultimately that's how it goes, unfortunately, because they are businessmen. Would you rather have Prime Robbie Fowler or a Prime Ian Rush in this current squad? I think Ian Rush was better, but I never watched either of them in the Prime. So it beat Ian Rush, but the way my dad especially speaks about how good Robbie Fowler was, incredible. Brother, are there jobs for graduate electrical engineers at Merseyside looking for a job abroad? What better place than Merseyside? I have no idea. I'm sure there is, but you'll ask. I'm not someone who knows the ins and outs of graduate electrical engineer jobs in Liverpool. Big yourself, Steve. I see Monday last preseason game, last preseason game, then the season can start. In regards to what we do the rest of the window, it's a shame to see how bad the forward planning and the strategic side of the club's gone in the last few seasons. I agree. It just looked like we had a lack of contingency planning because it wasn't like Fabinho leaving came out the blue. Tom, you reckon Amrabat Casemiro can work or only Marcus? I think they can work. I've seen a lot worse midfield partnerships work. It's just they won't work in the sense that, we're going to be tippy-tappy, but I don't think Ten Hag is going to play that way. So don't judge them by that. Who's your hear me out signing? Alvaro Morata. I think Alvaro Morata, under the right management, under the right system, in the right role, is one of the best strikers in the world. I have a feeling Burnley will get a result against Man City. They're at home and have no pressure. They'll be up for it. Man City get the job done on opening day. Yeah, Callum, this isn't my first rodeo, mate. This isn't my first rodeo. You're not going to catch me with the likes of Mike. It's not going to happen. Also, Jack Talbot. Like, come on, you could at least use a more reliable journalist. What's this one? Chicken and chips with a can of Coke. There are a lot of good midfielders available. Oh, here we go. There are a lot of good midfielders available at decent prices, like Fofana, Palacios, Thuram, Kone. Kone's injured until September. Seko Fofana's... Oh, no, you're on about Yusuf Fofana. I haven't watched him. Palacios seems to be a statistical demon, and Thuram, I think, is a bit too expensive. Andre is capped by Brazil, at least. I thought he was a random fan on Football Manager. Yeah, but, like, Fred is capped by Brazil. And I mean all the Freds that play for Brazil are capped by Brazil. Looks like Kane will go Bayern Munich for 120 million. Is that, like, confirmed and everything? Mental. What's this? What do you think Chelsea result will be? Oh, 2. I don't know. 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool. Give Tom credit. Not comments 10 out of 10. I appreciate that, Stefano. I appreciate that. Always good to have interaction on the channel. Come on. I'm here to stream for you. I'm here for the conversation with you guys. I'm always going to chat to you guys. While your love for Morata was not fake, it's true. I think Alvaro Morata is an incredible striker. It is my ultimate hear me out thing, but he's an incredible striker. My birthday's in 22 days. Well, happy 3 weeks and 1 day in advance birthday. Cool, dude. Happy birthday to Chicken, brother. Love you, brother. Love you in stream with Sam and James. That is a lethal combination. Me, Hassam, and James. A lethal combination. I think me and Hassam are, we've done it for ages now, but me and James, it's that Scouse chemistry. And by the way, I do know that later on today, Monts and James are on Big Six Bands doing a stream together. I was invited. I am going out. But make sure that you head over there at about 9 p.m. tonight. Give them the support and let them know I sent you, because they're good lads as well. Everyone that I stream with are good lads who you should be making sure that you watch their content as well. If Liverpool, FSG are targeting for top 4, not winning the league, all players that Liverpool have bought are inexperienced and ready to challenge, I think we've done it. McAllister is an incredible player and Szoboszlai is an incredible player. I don't think age is the be-all, end-all when it comes to experience, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is 24 and yet he's more experienced than the majority of 30-year-olds. So it's about quality, and we've brought a lot of quality so far this window. We just need to keep on bringing in that quality. I watched 2 Liverpool all games on Sky State. The Arsenal 4-4 and the 60v Cardiff was good. Suarez played fantastic that game. I remember the 4-4 against Arsenal, Yossi Benayoun. I always had the soft spot for Yossi Benayoun. Proper little baller. If they get Caicedo before they play us, I'm not confident. They're not showing any signs of it. So I'm not holding out much fear, should we say. My first memory of watching a Liverpool game was Man City in the year 2000 when I was 10. Liverpool won 3-2. What's your first Liverpool memory? Oh, yo. I think it was... I might be wrong. The first game I ever went to was Liverpool-Man City at Anfield in 2008 when we won 1-0. And I think Dirk outscored that day. No, I know we did. The first memory I have, though, is probably... I think it's 07 or 06. We played Arsenal. And Stevie G scored the free kick at Anfield. That goal is my first real memory of it. Why is nobody talking about Porto? Yeah. Kyle, don't worry. This is not my first. You got further along than Callum did. Because you led off with something different. I'll give you that one. Why do we concede goals? Even my nan can score. It's frustrating. What be your front three on the opening day against Chelsea? Salah, Gakpo, and whoever you want on the left. Yo, love the channel, mate. Keep it up. Thank you, mate. Don't worry again. Not my first rodeo. I know what the name is. Eventually, you know what? You will catch me out at some point. 100% you will. And people will clip it up. But right now, I'm not drunk enough to be caught out by Mr. Ice. I think Liverpool fans exaggerate about age. They did not age about Bellingham or Tchouaméni. Tom, you had a good chat bit with you. Thank you very much, Captain Sal. 06, almost like 5 months. I was 5 years old. In 06. Cam McAllister played DM because I do not want to see Jones at DM versus Chelsea. Ultimately, again, it comes down to like a risk-reward thing. Curtis moving McAllister back sacrificed a lot of his game. McAllister as an 8 is better than Jones as an 8. So I'd keep the best player in the best position. Steve saying 30 likes and it's been a good live stream. It has been. It's been really, really good. And we're apparently 330 subs away from 1K, which is absolutely mental. Thank you all. I am unfortunately going to call it there, though, because I have to go get ready. I can't really go out in a 95-96 Liverpool away kit with Robbie Fowler on the back as much as I would like to. So I'm going to call it there, people. Thank you all for watching. This has been Boss. I will be back more consistently. If you're new here, not already, though, make sure you're hitting that like, hitting that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any other content. Big up yourself, DJT Visuals. First time here from JRTV. JRTV is a fantastic place to go. I saw you in the comments when I was on there. Thank you very, very much for hopping over. I'm an Arsenal fan. I know we flopped. One of the main reasons was the lack of experience through the squad. It's like the Liverpool team on 2 teams, one full of experience and agent, but another young player. We just have a good balance, in my opinion. We just have a good balance. But I'm going to call it there, people. Love yous, leave yous. I'm not going to be around later. I am going out. I'm going on a pistol. I might be around tomorrow. I don't know. But I love yous, leave yous. In a bit, everyone. In a bit. Ta-da.